top of the day to you all out there. I say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on your time zone and when you come across this video. Today, we're going to talk about the trending topic for last week. And what was it? A letter written by the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to her citizen. I don't know why there were a lot of hula balloon about this letter that our honorable ex-presidents have written to our citizen. There were a lot of backlash. People were saying, who made him a king maker? Does he have the morale to pick a president for us? Who is he? He was the worst president we ever had. They said so many things. But let's say the fact. Obasanjo's regime is far from being the worst that we ever had. You might not like Obasanjo because of his controversial nature. Obasanjo also have a little bit of the real African leader in him. He is not too democratic. He's just trying to be, because we are practicing democracy now. It's something new to this country. So we will not blame him too much. So what was his letter all about? The letter was titled, My Appeal to All Nigerians, particularly young Nigerians. I personally, he was expressing his own opinion. He has right to express his own opinion. Just like I have right to express my opinion. I have said it over and over. Peter Obi is my candidate. Peter Obi is my man. He is my first choice, second choice, and third choice. So he has one vote. Ex-president has one vote. And every Nigerian has one vote. So I don't know why we should, though we are aware that he pulls crowd, both locally, national, and internationally. So there was nothing wrong that he came out and endorsed somebody. And he gave reasons. He gave reasons why he picked somebody. So why he was making his own speech, he gave us the reason. He did not just say, we all must vote for this man. No. He said he is picking Peter Obi because of the formula he used. He called it TVCP. They call it trap or track. And later, we will explain. So he not only tell us who he is endorsing, he gave us the reasons. We can disagree with him, but that's our own. But I was annoyed that people were insulting the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. For example, the presidency said that Obasanjo is frustrated. That is why he wrote that letter. I will say indirectly, yes, he was frustrated with the way this country is going. So he wrote that letter so that citizens who are going to make choice should be careful, should think properly, should guide their decisions, should look before making the choice or who to pick. So what really annoyed me most was Showore. Showore said that the letter was from a failure to a failure. When I heard Showore said this, I was bitter. Showore is a young man. He's a man who has gone to jail because he was trying to make a change. We encourage him. We praise him for him standing up against corruption. So we were surprised that he said things like this just because he did not endorse you. And personally, I think Shore is a little bit too raw with his words. And probably that is why he didn't go far in the last election. We are still African. We still need to respect our elders. And if you don't, you are being tagged like you're rude, you are indisciplined, and other stuff. So, like we were saying, it was APC and PDP that really came out to a lot of backlash. Oh, they have said so many nasty things about these endorsements. But I personally think that if you have lived in Nigeria and you've seen the suffering, not just the suffering, but the suffering in the midst of resources, it pains you more. And before you come down to write a letter, you will not even know. And before you say certain things about this government, you will not even know. And the things he said about this government were true. Just a summary of what the letter intake. He started first by saying, none of the presidential candidate is a saint. And that's the truth. He said, but when you compare to the knowledge, discipline, and what they can offer, all of them, the 18 of them, he said, Obi has an edge, particularly looking at where the country is today. Even the poll, all of them that have Peter Obi is leading. So he was not saying something new. You know, in the poll that has been out, the theory, one was done, I think, in October, and the other one was done in December. Both pointing that Peter Obi is leading. So he went further to say Obi has the power to stay focused. Peter is that. He is a needle with thread attached to it from the north and south, and he may not get lost. You see, if you listen to this thing, first of all, he said he has that power to stay focused. Then he now used this, do I say analogy or image of a needle with thread. You know, a needle is a very tiny thing, and when it fell to the floor, sometimes you cannot even see a needle. But because this particular needle that he's describing has a thread, it's easy to pick it up either from north or from the south. So he was saying that Obi will be a president that will listen to the agitation from the north and agitation from the south. That's my own interpretation of it. But a lot of people are saying that yes, he's looking for a puppet, somebody that he will be able to talk to. Do you think Peter Obi is somebody, if he does not want to do something, you can force him to do? This is a man why a governor in Anambra State. His party was AGA. His party has no local government chamber. His party has no councillor. His party has no the member of the House of Assembly. But he was able to skate through without bending to them. So Peter Obi is not a man that anybody can push around. Obasanjo went further to say that he not only talked about Peter Obi, he talked of them like a group. Ahmed Dati has a clean track record of achievement both in public and private life. So when he picked Peter Obi, he was not just picking Peter Obi alone. He was picking Peter Obi based on them like a group, like a team. These two people are better off. That was exactly what the letter was saying. So he was saying Peter Obi and Dati have an edge over Atiku and Okowa. Peter Obi and Dati have an edge over Tinubu and Shetima. So what he said, it's normal thing that he was saying. It was here that people were really angry this place when he said 7.5 years of Buhari is hell. But the question I want to ask people, why should APC now? A lot of people have said that they are failed. Even Aisha, Buhari's wife, came out and apologized. That they did their best, that their best was not enough. And Buhari himself have came out and said that Nigerians should please be fair with him when they are judging him. That he did his best. Although Nigeria did not accept that his best is enough. So Obasanjo is not saying anything new. Maybe it was the words that he used that it was like from frying pan to fire. Maybe that was what angered them. But Nigerians are living in hell. United Nations says that 133 million Nigerians, which is more than 60%, that there are multi-dimensional poverty. You go and check what that word means. Poor, poor, poor. The lowest stage of poverty that you can think of. That's where they are. So he came out with something that he called a formula that he has used to pick Peter Obi and Dati. He called the formula, I think, track, TVCP. So the first one, which is T, he said track record of ability and performance. In this track record of ability and performance, Atiku failed. I am the one that is saying it now. But he just said this is the measure he used. So for track record of ability and performance, Atiku failed. Because if you read the book that Obasanjo wrote, it said so many bad things about Atiku that he regretted taking Atiku as his vice. So number 2, which is vision. He said vision is the authentic, honesty, and the realistic. That means somebody that has a vision that what he can do, what he will be able to do in 1 year, in 2 years, in 3 years, in 4 years. It is Peter Obi that has that vision. Peter Obi has said that in the first 4 years, the power that we'll have, our electricity, will move from 15,000 megawatts to close to 40,000 megawatts. In the space of 4 years, he said he will achieve that. So then Atiku hold has been to sell the only resources that we'll have. Is going to sell them $10 billion. He said he was selling them. If he is a good economist, if he said he was selling them $10 billion, the value of crude could well improve from now to 4-5 months that the president will be sworn in. So he is not even realistic. Number 3, he talk about character and attributes. He described it to just use the word like God fearing. Somebody who is obedient, a child of God, and God fearing. Or somebody who is God fearing. So if you look at all this, who do you think is or would be a God fearing man? Is it Tinubu that is allegedly been involved in drug? That was how he made his money? Or is it Atiku that has siphoned a lot of money using his American wife, Jennifer? So the only man that has a clean sheet that why as a governor even left money behind is Peter Obi. Then fourth, he talk about physical and mental capacity with sound neatness of mind, as it is a very taxing assignment at the best of time, and also it is the most difficult time that we are in. He talk about physical. Is Tinubu, is he very strong? You and I know that he's not. Is Atiku, is he very strong? You and I know that he is not. And apart from that, he talks that this job is taxing. He has been there before. This is a man that has ruled as a military and also as a civilian. Altogether, he has ruled Nigeria for close to 11 years. 8 and 3. So he knows that the job is taxing. He knows the sweetness of the job. He knows the bitterness of the job. So if he pick Peter Obi as having an edge over the others, it means Peter Obi is more physical and more mentally capacitated with sound mind to rule the country. So we have come to the end of this video. So this is the reasons why our ex-president picked Peter Obi. And I see his reasons are very objective. In fact, this letter is the most patriotic letter Obasanjo has ever written. It's for the future of Nigeria. It's for the future of our children. Those that are here, let them hear. So if it's the first time you're coming across this channel, this is Ine TV. We are global and social commentators. I will ask you to please subscribe to our channel. After you subscribe, just press the notification bell button so that each time we upload video, it comes directly to you. And for our returning subscribers, we say thank you, and thank you. Remember, we love you, but God love you most. And as it is the culture in this channel, we'll catch you when we make the next video. Until then, we'll say jukes, adios, au revoir, bye-bye, hasta la vista.